Deep in the heart of Greece lies a forest shrouded in darkness, a place where the trees seem to whisper secrets and the shadows move when no one is watching. Locals call it Dasos tou Thanatou, the forest of death. They say it's cursed, that those who enter alone never return the same, if they return at all. But why? What lurks within these ancient woods, and why does no one dare to walk alone here? Today, we're diving into the chilling accounts of those who have ventured into this forest and lived to tell the tale. From whispers of ancient curses to encounters with entities that defy explanation, this is a story that will leave you questioning what lies beyond the safety of the light. According to the locals, the forest has always been a place of mystery and danger. But in recent years, something has changed. The disappearances have increased, and those who return speak of things that cannot be explained. Shadowy figures, disembodied voices, and a sense of being watched by something inhuman. Prepare yourself. What you are about to hear is not for the faint of heart. This is the story of a forest that defies explanation, and the horrors that await those who dare to enter. To understand the horrors of Dasos tou Thanatou, we must first journey back to its origins, a time when the forest was not just a place of natural beauty, but a site of ancient rituals and unspeakable acts. The locals speak of a curse, one that dates back centuries, to a time when the forest was sacred ground for a long-forgotten cult. According to legend, the forest was once home to a cult that worshipped a deity known only as Oskotinos, the Dark One. They believed that by offering sacrifices to this entity, they could gain unimaginable power. But their rituals angered the gods, and the forest was cursed, becoming a place where the veil between our world and the next is dangerously thin. The cult's rituals were said to be so vile that even the trees recoiled in horror. When the cult was finally destroyed, their leader, a woman known as Imagissa, the witch, cursed the forest with her dying breath. She vowed that anyone who entered alone would fall victim to the same darkness that consumed her followers. Over the centuries, the forest has claimed countless lives. Locals tell of travelers who vanished without a trace, their belongings found scattered among the trees. Others speak of strange lights and disembodied voices that lure the unwary deeper into the woods, never to be seen again. The forest has become a place of fear, a reminder of the curse that still lingers. In the next section, we'll delve into the chilling accounts of those who have encountered the horrors of Dasos tou Thanatou. But remember, this is not just a story about a cursed forest. It's a story about the darkness that lies within us all. Deep in the heart of Greece lies a forest shrouded in darkness, a place where the trees seem to whisper secrets and the shadows move when no one is watching. Locals call it Dasos tou Thanatou, the forest of death. They say it's cursed, that those who enter alone never return the same, if they return at all. But why? What lurks within these ancient woods, and why does no one dare to walk alone here? Today, we're diving into the chilling accounts of those who have ventured into this forest and lived to tell the tale. From whispers of ancient curses to encounters with entities that defy explanation, this is a story that will leave you questioning what lies beyond the safety of the light. According to the locals, the forest has always been a place of mystery and danger. But in recent years, something has changed. The disappearances have increased, and those who return speak of things that cannot be explained. Shadowy figures, disembodied voices, and a sense of being watched by something inhuman. Prepare yourself. What you are about to hear is not for the faint of heart. This is the story of a forest that defies explanation, and the horrors that await those who dare to enter. As the hiker ventured deeper into Dassos Tooth, the atmosphere grew heavier, more oppressive. The air was thick with the scent of damp earth and decay, and the whispers, those unrelenting whispers, seemed to come from all directions. They were not just sounds. They were voices, speaking in a language that was both ancient and alien. The hiker's heart raced as they realized they were not alone. The forest was alive, and it was watching them. Every step they took seemed to echo unnaturally, as if the ground itself was resisting their presence. And then they saw it, a figure, tall and gaunt, its eyes glowing like embers in the dark. It moved with an unnatural grace, its limbs too long, its movements too fluid to be human. Panic set in as the hiker ran, their mind racing with thoughts of the stories they had heard, the disappearances, the curses, the things that lurked in the shadows. But no matter how fast they ran, the forest seemed to stretch on endlessly, the trees shifting and twisting to block their path. The whispers became screams, and the figure, now joined by others, closed in. In their desperation, the hiker tripped and fell, their flashlight skittering out of reach. The darkness closed in, and for a moment there was silence. Then a voice, clear and cold, spoke directly into their ear. It was not a whisper, but a command: leave and never return. The hiker never fully understood how they escaped. They remembered running, falling, and then nothing. When they awoke, they were at the edge of the forest, as if the woods themselves had spat them out. But they were not the same. They carried with them a sense of dread, a feeling that something had followed them out of the darkness. In the next section, we'll explore the chilling aftermath of the hiker's encounter and the lingering effects of the forest's curse. But remember, this is not just a story about a haunted forest. It's a story about the darkness that lies within us all. The hiker's return to the village was met with relief, but it was short-lived. Though they had escaped the forest, they could not escape its grip. Night after night, they were plagued by nightmares, visions of the glowing eyes, the whispers, and the feeling of being watched. The scratches on their arms, which they had assumed were from the underbrush, began to itch and burn, as if something beneath their skin was trying to get out. The hiker tried to convince themselves it was just their imagination, but the signs were undeniable. Objects in their home would move on their own, and the whispers, those same whispers from the forest, would echo through the halls. They began to avoid mirrors, afraid of what they might see reflected behind them. Desperate for help, the hiker turned to the village priest. The old man listened to their story with a grave expression, his hands trembling as he performed a blessing. He warned the hiker that the forest's curse was not easily broken, and that some things, once awakened, could not be put back to sleep. That night, the hiker's worst fears came true. The whispers became screams, and the shadows coalesced into the same figures they had seen in the forest. The hiker tried to run, but the door was locked, and the windows were sealed shut. The figures closed in, their glowing eyes burning with malevolent intent. When the villagers found the hiker's home empty, they knew the forest had claimed another victim. The curse of Dasso's Thanatou had struck again, leaving behind only questions and a lingering sense of dread. The hiker was never seen again, but the villagers swear they can still hear the whispers on the wind, calling out from the depths of the forest. In the next section, we'll reflect on the chilling lessons of this tale and the enduring power of the forest's curse. But remember, this is not just a story about a haunted forest. It's a story about the darkness that lies within us all. The story of Dasso's Thanatou is more than just a tale of a cursed forest. It's a reminder that there are places in this world where the line between the natural and the supernatural blurs, where ancient forces linger, waiting for the unwary to stumble into their grasp. The hiker's fate is a chilling testament to the power of these forces, and a warning to those who dare to venture too close. The forest remembers. It remembers the curses, the sacrifices, and the lives it has claimed. And it waits, patient and eternal, for the next soul to wander into its depths. The locals know better than to tempt fate. They avoid the forest, especially at night, and they warn others to do the same. But curiosity is a powerful force, and not everyone heeds their warnings. The villagers tell their stories not to entertain, but to warn. They know that the forest's curse is real, and they fear what might happen if it is ever unleashed upon the world. But even they cannot say for certain what lies at the heart of Dasso's Thanatou. Is it the spirit of Imagissa, the witch who cursed the forest? Or is it something older, darker, and far more ancient? The forest holds its secrets close, and those who seek to uncover them do so at their own peril. So, the next time you find yourself standing at the edge of a dark and silent wood, remember the tale of Dasso's Thanatou. Remember the whispers, the shadows, and the glowing eyes. And ask yourself, do you dare to take another step? Because sometimes the darkness is not just out there, it's within.